I'm Jenny. I blog at the Domestic Wildflower, and I'm excited to share with you a really fun tomato recipe that completely cuts out the step that I used to dread. I've been canning a long time. I'm pretty much willing to can anything, and I was starting to dread canning tomatoes, which are my absolute favorite thing to have canned all year long because they're so versatile, so delicious, so healthy, so good to have on hand for cooking anything you want because you are supposed to, according to lots of recipes, peel them first. And I was beginning to dread them because peeling requires that you boil a huge pot of water, drop the tomatoes in, wait about 60 seconds, scoop them out, put them in a bowl of ice water, then peel the skins off. And it's a huge, wet, slimy step that I hate with all my heart and soul. And it just creates a big wet mess in your kitchen. And I think it doubles the time that you have to can. It really takes a lot longer if you choose to peel your tomatoes. So yesterday, I decided to figure out, or rather, to put to the picky child test this recipe I'd had in the back of my mind. And I had some tomatoes graciously given to me, some really thin-skinned, larger cherry tomatoes, which I think is a crucial part of this recipe, getting thinner-skinned tomatoes as opposed to thicker-skinned ones. And what I did was, instead of doing this peeling business, was I cut them in half and blended them in the blender. Fed it to my kids in spaghetti sauce, and now I'm 100% positive I'm never going to peel tomatoes again because it worked so well. The recipe calls for, let's see, like 12 pounds of tomatoes, which isn't that much. Tomatoes are pretty wet and heavy, so you can come by that pretty easily, I would say. A little onion, a little garlic, a little olive oil, salt, pepper, and some citric acid. So it's a super simple recipe, and it's just so much faster when you don't have to peel them. So when I was thinking it through, I also looked up on the USDA site to make sure that there was no reason why you couldn't include the skins in the canning recipe to make sure that it was safe, and it is. And then in my research, I also read a really great article that I've linked in my blog post all about how most of the healthful components in tomatoes are found in the skin, so skinning them in the first place, not only is it a huge time suck, we're losing a lot of nutritional benefit by peeling them in the first place. So anyway, it's a great recipe. I'm super excited to share it with you. You can grab it on the Domestic Wildflower. It's the easy tomato canning recipe.